Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Vinland Saga. Guys, this show is so good. Not only are we dealing with some deep cuts of betrayal and, people going out of their ways to pretty much excuse me, to pretty much gain power and to put themselves on the map in any way, shape, or form possible. We really get to see what it's like to be in this position of you're already guaranteed to be practically bigger and bigger once someone ahead of you goes away. So, in this time period and era, this was always such a prominent thing for certain types of people to want to take out the top and move into the spot where those people leave. And it's really common only because most people are really greedy and they want more than they have at times. But in this case, it's definitely justified how they're going about doing this when it comes down to not only the main character now, the prince, going in and trying to do this, but the king himself has already done this as well. So it's like, even though um, even though they want to be like, oh yeah, this is really bad what you're doing and you shouldn't do it. The only reason why this guy who's sitting in front of us today is here is because he did it to his father, right? Like he straight up took out the person who was stopping him from being in charge, and by doing such, the crown then started to tell him what to do. Like, he's pretty much blaming any and everything on the crown for what he's done, what he's tried to do, and what he's going to continue to do. It's not his fault, it's the crown's fault, right? So, that is actually his go-to stuff, and I don't know. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty obvious that he's off his rocker. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we believe as the audience because we're going to see something probably pretty crazy here soon when it comes down to the battle of all of them because as I see it, there's so many different ways this can play out. Of course, the prince being who he is now can really go out of his way and show that he's not going to take no crap from nobody. Everybody who's anybody that knew the prince already knows how much he's changed and whatnot. So there's no real surprises anymore besides what the prince may actually do in the future and what is going to happen for Thorfinn and Aslad, the person who has now pretty much lost every single soldier, and I don't know why. I don't know if he said what he said to the guy just to make him feel bad or something, but if it is true and our guy who was protecting the prince last is actually on the brink of death and he's going to, lose it in a little bit, then definitely Aslad has zero people left because it's only a matter of time until the other guy passes away from his injuries. And then all he would have was Thorfinn, which he never actually, said, oh yeah, I am 100% for Aslad's ideas. Yeah, uh, excuse me. It's an interesting way to kind of go about telling us, like, hey, this guy wanted to be, big and popular and all that, and now he has nothing besides, a prince that he practically was going to take out for whatever reason, and then you have the guy who killed your actual, like, the person that made you change is still by your side, pretty much marching down, trying to give you bark orders. But the best part of it is they're both kind of on the same team of, okay, you go ahead and say something because I'll hear it, but I'll decide myself if I'm going to continue an attack off of whatever you give me the plans of. So it's an interesting, like an interesting overall dynamic. I was gonna say mechanic for some reason. It's an interesting overall dynamic between the characters, and that's the type of stuff that I definitely want to see more of. Because at the end of the day, we always know who and what usually is going to come out on top or like survive at least, because they're usually the main character or something along those lines. But sometimes in these cases, you just don't know, man. You just be like, okay, yeah, the prince now should, I guess, take over at some point, and everybody's gonna be able to follow his lead as he is the new king. But yeah, it's like, will that really happen though? Like, is that how everything's gonna pop off? I don't know. So that's what's really actually interesting, is how much stuff they kind of say in this story and how much stuff they kind of put forward. You never know if you're actually going to get that exact thing, or if it's just going to be one thing that's kind of there just to build you up and to see how you really feel about it. But with all that being said, guys, Viking Saga or Villain Saga has been ridiculously hype throughout the whole entire time. There were some times where it was going a wee bit slow, but it didn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it was still giving us something interesting to look at and talk about at the same time. So can't be mad at that. Um, Anything else? Seeing Thorkell like following orders and enjoying his time is actually pretty hilarious, and I can't wait to see more of his dynamic being treated as a soldier instead of him being treated as a leader, and just see how that overall plays out for his character. Because I was already having fun seeing him act like this, and not so much have to worry about barking orders and where to go and how to go. He could just sit back, relax, and enjoy some drinking. So, I don't know. This episode definitely speaks to all of the characters, what everybody kind of has reigning over them as of right now, which isn't the best of things for the prince, but at the same time, the prince could definitely use all of this stuff to his advantage some way, somehow, and I think we're going to be seeing that relatively soon. So, if you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, that is great, but I hope it stays that way, and I hope it goes through tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this. So, take care of yourself. I will definitely be posting some stuff later today, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, because I will be hard at work to get these stuff to you. So yeah, let me know what you guys are looking forward to talking about next in the comments down below if you do make it this far, because if you do, tell me. I will try to get that out to you as soon as possible. So with all that being said, take care everybody, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. So with that being said, peace.